Stick around. I might be able to teach you a few things.
Hi everyone, and welcome to a new game. Today we are playing Mechamuroida by Bipolar Jack. It's a Honey Heist hack by G. Showit, hacked by Bipolar Jack, where we play mechanical mice. I haven't actually read the rules yet, so we'll do all of that live. But before we do, first of all, please check out all the links that are spamming in chat, including ways you can support us, places you can find us socially, sponsor information. Big thank you to Burdenstorm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, both of whom make this possible. And also, there's a bunch of websites where you can get 10 to 50% discount, and a tweet that you can retweet to support the stream if you can't support any of those other ways. Thank you very much in advance. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. We'll start on the far right with Heavenly. Oh, hi, Heavenly.
Hi, I was just about to drink water and I had to put it down. I wasn't expecting that. Hello, it's me, Heavenly, tis_aliens on Twitter. You probably see my face all the time. You're going to see me later tonight on this very channel, and then you're going to see me tomorrow on this channel, and you're going to be like, why are you on this channel so much? Because I don't have a life, okay? Like, don't come at me like that. I'm so excited to be here. I love mice. I love playing mice. I've been thinking about it all day. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm gonna play a mice today, and that's all I've been thinking about since 7 a.m.
I'm so hyped. I think my Zoom is crashing. Everyone's frozen. I can still hear you, but you're frozen.
No, I'm not. I haven't moved this whole time.
But yeah, I think it is frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen. But to be fair, you've all pulled, except for Derek, whose camera's off. You've all pulled really great freeze frames. So we'll give it a second and see if it fixes us itself. Purely because I don't know. Actually, I'll fix it now. I'm gonna kill it. There'll be another link in a second in the thing, and then we'll be going again. Sorry, everyone. We've been having a bunch of problems with Zoom recently. Maybe it'll put us back in the meeting. We're gonna put us back in the meeting. No. No, it's not responding. Okay, so we'll start a new meeting. We've been having a bunch of problems, unfortunately, with Zoom recently. Hey!
Oh!
There we go. Oh. We're back. Let's get us all back in cams. Hopefully we're in the right places. Yes. Not quite. Okay, so we've got a bit of a swap there on Derek and Angeli, but otherwise, good. Sorry, now...
Our t-shirts are the same.
I'll fade slowly. You won't notice the transition. It's nearly the same person. Sorry, Heavenly, did I cut you off there because of my panic about the Zoom?
I don't think so. I think I was done.
You think you were done? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, it's frozen again. Zoom. Okay, let's properly kill it this time. We're going to go into the task manager. We're going to go find all of these erroneous Zoom meetings and remove them. And hopefully that will sort out the issue. The operation cannot be completed. Good. Okay, apparently I have no apps open. That's interesting. My task manager looks pretty funky right now, I gotta say. I mean, there are things running. It doesn't think there are, but there are. Anyway, let's open, like literally I went into Task Manager and it said that the only app I have open is Task Manager. I'm like, well, I can see OBS and Streamlabs and Twitter and lots of things. But, okay, so the cameras will be funky this time. They will be funky. Let's get this in the chat as quickly as we can. In a pinch, do it live, they say. The cameras will be a little bit funky as we get in. They will be just a little funky. Welcome, Angeli. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
You're currently slightly blown up. We'll wait for everyone to get back in. The cameras are a bit funky. Now we've got a half of both of you. And there we go. Awesome.
Yay.
Hey.
Made it back.
So, yeah, sorry about that. Like I said, we've been having all sorts of problems with Zoom recently. Ever since the update, unfortunately. So if you can avoid updating, do. They got me to update because of some other issues, unfortunately. So, you know. Let's go next around to V Fergie. Val, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. You can hear me correct.
We can hear you.
Thank goodness. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm V Fergie. I go by they and them, and this makes my second time on the Scratticus Academy. And I can't wait to see how our little mice get along.
It's going to be fantastic. I'll get your Twitter handle in the chat whilst we say hi to our regular Wednesday streamer, Angeli. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How is everyone? Woo, we're gonna be mice. I'm very excited. Sad that I'm not Selena today. You know, I'm sure she was definitely ready to, I don't know, help Jim out of
whatever scenario Jim was putting himself into this week, yeah.
But I am, very ready to be some sort of little mousewitz running around causing trouble.
I mean, who knows? You could make a Selena mouse, you know, like Selena's pet mouse. It's an option. It's an option.
It's an option. I'll keep that in mind.
Last but most certainly not least, we welcome back Derek DSword16. Oh, hi!
Oh, hi. Yeah, DSword16 on Twitter. I post about dogs, RPG stuff, general nerddom. I've been on Scratticus. I haven't been on you personally. You're welcome.
Not yet.
But I've been on, not yet. But I've been on this channel a handful of times. Hopefully, coming up a lot more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I am really looking forward to playing a Mecha Mouse today.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to this so much. I'm going to ask you all to stop pulling freeze frame faces. You're freaking me out. Like, you all go really still. Like,
I've never once been still in my entire life, so if I'm ever not moving, assume that I've frozen.
Okay, so Heavenly is now my mark. I look at Heavenly, and Heavenly is my... Is Zoom still working place? Okay, so I've never played this game before. We're going to read through the rules and learn how to play all together right here, right now. So page 1 is for everyone. It's go time, squad. You are gearing up for a daring mission with staggering stakes. 2 things. 1, you are piloting an advanced, highly specialized, single-pilot craft. 2, you are a genetically modified sentient mouse. Character creation, it says you can roll 3d6, but honestly, you can roll if you want, or instead you can choose the ones that you like most to determine your rank, mouse type / skill, and roll. Why don't we go around, has anyone, okay, hands up, who already knows what they want to be, or has already rolled it and knows what they want to be? Excellent, we'll go to you first. That's perfect, because it's actually in reverse order from last time around, so we can go to Derek first. Derek, tell us what rank, mouse type / skill, and role you will be playing today.
I will be playing Sergeant Click Boomer. He's a cat and burrow mouse with specialty in artillery and heat vision on his mech. He hails from the great city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, known for its great cheeses.
Of course. Of course. Thank you so much. And next around, we have Anjali.
My name is Captain Frady Pants, and I am a house mouse, and I have a sniper, which I like to do the shooty as I hide away from things, and I have little tiny magnets on my little tiny claw feet, which let me hang off ceilings, and it's really good fun, and I like to hide away. I come from Cheddar Gorge, which in England is the best place to get your cheeses.
Are we doing an around the world cheese stop today? Because I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I hope so.
So let's add Sergeant to your title as well. Since I put Captain in front of Frady Mouse, I think it's only fair that I put titles in front of everyone. So then next around, we have V Fergie. V Fergie, you did not raise your hand. Welcome to the stream. Was that a raid? Did we get raided? We did! A hefty raid. Welcome. We're playing a game we never played today. We're learning as we go. We're literally doing character creation right now. You've joined at the perfect time. Welcome, everyone. Val.
Yes.
Would you like to roll or choose which kind of mouse you would like to be?
I would like to roll. So a 3d6, correct?
3d6, yes please.
A 12.
So that would actually be a 6, a 3, and a 3. That would make you a Colonel.
Okay.
Colonel House Sniper. If you want to re-roll the last two, you can, because we do already have a House Sniper. It's up to you. We can have 2 House Snipers if everyone's okay with it.
I'll go ahead and do that. 7 this time.
We'll keep the Colonel, because the Colonel was good. We'll take the 2-2. So you are a Field Brawler now.
Okay. I'll just write that down.
And that would give you the special skill of being able to run. What would you like your name to be?
Cratch.
How do I spell that?
Khrantch.
Even with you spelling it, I spell it wrong. But there we go. I've spelled it right now. And their pronouns?
Let's make it he and him.
He and him. Lovely. Awesome. You have a mouse.
Yay! That was easier than I thought.
Last but most certainly not least, Heavenly.
All right, I already chose a name, so let's hope that I roll something that makes sense. I am a Sergeant, white-footed tech. Ooh, I scheme. Is that what I got? 244? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. 244, a white-footed scheme.
I'm a scheming technical expert from the moon, and my name is Alpine Tattletale. Sergeant Alpine Tattletale.
Sergeant Alpine Tattletale.
From the moon!
Where
the greatest cheese lives.
And pronouns would be using the same as yours or different?
I feel like Alpine uses he, him.
He, him. Great. So let me just update the overlay with all this stuff. Whilst I read out the next thing, name your mouse, make it sound something that sounds good with your rank. The lab only gave you your rank and role, so your name is totally up to you. I think we've already done that bit. We can possibly skip through this thing. Choose a mech call sign as well if you like. That's optional. You guys can choose a mech call sign. You've been genetically altered to be capable of producing human speech, but face-to-face with other mice, you may communicate as mice normally would. You also get a dope mech gadget table if you're into that sort of thing. I know we've already got magnet claw feet for Captain Frady Mouse. Would anyone else like to get their hands on some gadgetry, or already have some gadgetry that I haven't mentioned or noticed yet?
I grabbed heat vision.
Heat vision.
Ooh.
If you'd like to roll, it is on another d6 table if you'd like to roll again.
I think I'll roll. Let's keep it consistent. I have an oil slick reservoir, which is actually what I was thinking of asking for anyway. So there we go.
Fantastic.
I'm ready to spill some oil.
Ready to get greasy. Love it.
Ooh. 11.
So just 1d6. We'll take the first one, which is a 4. You have an energy shield.
Oh, that will come in handy.
Okay, so it looks like we are going to need a pen and paper. Because you have 2 stats to keep track of. 2 stats. This, you know, I hope that's not too many for us all to cope with. I know some of us are D&D and Warhammer veterans. We're not playing Warhammer today, so this is a bit simpler than that. We have 2 stats, Mouse and Mech. Each stat starts with 3. Mouse you use to scare people, dodge damage, sneak around, scurry, and all the other basic rodent stuff. Rodent? Sentient rodent. Rodent stuff. That was a real challenge for me right there.
That's too difficult.
And then you also have Mech, used to do anything not related to being a mouse. So, you know, nice and simple there. So each starts with 3. When you act, the outcome is in doubt, roll a d6. If it's equal to or under the relevant stat, you succeed. If it's over the stat, you fail. If you're using your mouse special skill or doing something related to your roll 2d6 and pick the lowest. So there you go. So that's where your ranks and rolls come in. You can add an extra d6 and take the lowest if you feel the action you're taking is relevant. Changing states. When you run into difficulty on your mission, move 1 point from Mech into Mouse. When the mission goes exactly as planned, move 1 point from Mouse into Mech. So we always have a total of 6 points. So if your Mech goes down to 2, your Mouse goes up to 4, and vice versa, essentially. If your Mech stat ever reaches 6, you lose your mousehood and betray your brethren. If your mouse stat ever reaches 6, your mouse brain overrides your lab programming, and you become an ordinary rodent again, losing your power of speech and the ability to pilot your Mech. Your handler will collect you presently for reconditioning. The rest is for me. So I have some d6s to roll, and I'm going to mute myself in the Zoom so that the players can't hear what we do. Be right back, guys.
Okay, this is where my lip reading comes into handy. I'm gonna watch the Twitch stream and see if I can figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna mute them as well for a second. I'll still be able to hear them, but you won't. Okay, so we need to roll. First of all, we need to figure out what the mark is. Okay, so we've got random tables for all of this. So the first thing we're gonna roll is a d6 to figure out what our mark is. The mark, we have an overwhelming military force that we need them to be able, that we need them to take on. That is the first thing. Next, we have 2d6. What we have got there is we have got an opulent tropical island lair. So we've got an overwhelming military force on an opulent tropical island lair. The goal is to acquire, liberate, or destroy a computer chip with a devastating virus. That's their mission. They need to take out a computer chip with a devastating virus. But little do the mice know, a SWAT team is only minutes away. An overwhelming military force, and there's a SWAT team only minutes away. The security features on this island are magnet traps and metal-eating nanomachines, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I should make some notes of that as well. So we've got military, island, virus, SWAT team, magnet traps, nanotech features. Fantastic. So let's go back and get the players back in the game. let's go and get them. If they've been watching the dice rolls, they might be able to figure out what I've been doing, actually. So, welcome back, everyone. As we return. I have rolled all of the rolls with the chat. Me and the chat now know what your secret mission is.
Oh no!
You get a briefing from your handlers. You are requested to face an overwhelming military force on an opulent tropical island where there is a facility holding a computer chip which conceals a deadly virus.
Interesting.
They are assembling this crack team of mech mice to go under the radar and try and destroy. I believe the wording on your mission is to acquire, liberate, or destroy. All three. You can do any of those, and the mission will be called a success. Some of you may die, but that is a risk we're willing to take. Would any of you like to do anything in preparation?
Hide. I'm gonna sneak, and then I'd like to go to the mess hall, and I'd like to steal some cheeses.
Yep. You can sneak into the mess hall. Why don't you roll me a hide?
Oh,
roll me a hide check. It'll be your first.
That's my mousey.
First mouse
That's my
skill.
mouse.
Yeah.
Ooh, rolling.
That is a critical success. Well, there's not critical successes in this game, but it's under your mouse skill. So your mouse goes up to 4, your mech goes down to 2, and you can sneak unseen into the mess hall, where there is a great big table full of cheeses of all types and varieties, and there's a little placard on it that says Special Agents Free Cheese.
Take as much as I can. I'll get a big old lump of brie, and I'll put that in my pocket, and I'll take some cheddar, and I'll take some Wensleydale with the little apricot bits in it. Delicious! And I'll go sneaking back.
Is there anything that anyone else would like to do? As your handler is still communicating with you and looking around for Captain Frading Mouse.
I guess here's something I wanted to establish. How big are these mechs? I'm assuming we're not like mice piloting like Gundam-sized robots.
Yes. They're the mechs from Pacific Rim.
That's good.
Yes.
We take a 3-hour elevator ride to get into our mech suit.
Really good at sneaking with the Pacific Rim mechs. Yeah.
I think they would be as Diva is to her mech in Overwatch, you are to your mechs. So you have little mouse mechs, I'd say. But I would say, like, their relative size, I'd say you could go anywhere, like, depending on what kind of mouse you want to be and what kind of stuff you got from your things, you could go anywhere up to maybe a foot tall to, like, only a couple of inches. Depends on what kind of mech you want.
That's good.
And I'm going to totally leave that up to you. You guys can flavor that however you like.
I'm gonna be like this big. Just a little one, otherwise it'll be hard for sneaking.
Since Cratch is the brawler, his would be about the size of a small dog. So.
Nice.
Oh, is it actually like a repurposed like China doll or something?
Oh.
A dog type of thing. So, right. Bigger.
I think as our colonel, you need to give us some type of inspiring speech before we head out.
Oh yeah, like flag waving in the background.
Oh yes, the little. Is it a little cheese flag? With the
Yeah.
Flag. Yeah.
Cheese where the stars should be.
Yeah. So we have our mission from our human overlords, or keepers of the
Handlers, I think they like us to call them handlers.
handlers. Yes. I forget it, And Colonel Cratch, is a little field mouse with little white whiskers, and he has a little, he's got the little Colonel sign.
Devilets.
Yeah, cavalets, and maybe even a little Kevlar helmet on, with it. So, he's like, but, we have to do this mission for our handlers, but there'll be plenty of cheese when we get back home. And don't worry. We're gonna do ourselves proud for all my skin and all that good stuff. Yeah, so let's do our best and don't die.
I think this will definitely be a mech skill. Could you please roll me a mech skill to see how much your speech inspires your team?
And it's 1d6, correct?
1d6, yes. You're looking to get less than 3. Oh, so that's not unfortunately going to be a success. Now it does say when you fall back or run into difficulty, you move 1 point from mech into mouse. Oh, okay. Yep. So when you fail, okay, so you get 1 point goes into mouse and 1 point comes out of mech.
Okay.
I might have done it the wrong way around for you earlier, Angeli, but we'll just gloss over that. Okay. You can correct if you want. We'll just start playing properly from now. First time playing.
Yeah.
And honestly, that bit's always confused me about Honey Heist anyway, the whole point moving system. But anyway. So your handler, how does everyone feel about this speech? It wasn't the best speech.
Well, I can't help but notice that our colonel referred to our handlers as our overlords, which they don't like, so I've already told our handler.
Okay, so they they sort of nod and they go, well, damn it, if Colonel Cratch weren't so good with your team, we would act on this. We would. But that would be the overlord thing to do also. So we won't act on this one. And they give you a big wink.
Oh. I thought it was very inspiring, but I have eaten a lot of cheese and I might be on a cheese high right now. But I thought it was very good.
Well, thank you, Captain. Thank you.
I've heard better. I've heard worse. It was, like 6 out of 10.
Oh, I'll give it a 9.
Holding up
Brown noser.
scorecards. So your handlers will also ask you, we have several options for deploying on this mission. You can go by sea or by air.
I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote by C because I just see a bunch of mice going splat. But
Do you see a bunch of mice going splat?
pun not intended, but yes.
I take offense to that pun and that pun specifically.
Oof.
I believe by sea would be best. That way we can get in undetected because of air. With the radars. Perhaps?
No, yeah, definitely. Because the radars. Let's go in by sea.
I'm not sure I can swim, but sure, let's do it.
Well, just bring some Swiss cheese. It's got the holes in it. It's buoyant.
You think that'll work?
No.
I want to make a little flotation device for what's your mouse's name again?
Me, Captain Frady Pants.
Captain Frady Pants. How could I forget? How could I forget Frady Pants? I want to make a little flotation device with my technical superiority.
Oh.
It's mousecraft, so it's the best craft.
I'll make it out of cheese as was suggested, and then I'll apply like a spray that'll seal in all of the cheese. It'll lock in the cheese moisture, and it'll add buoyancy. but the seal that I'm spraying it with is edible. So in the case of an emergency, it can be eaten.
Interesting.
By all means, I think this will be a mech skill.
Okay.
So rather than making a flotation device, I think you just make a snack.
I like it anyway. I'll wear it if I get hungry.
And failure, you move 1 point from mech into mouse, so you have become more mousy by 1 point.
I take a little bite of it.
So your hand...
That's for emergencies only.
Oh, boy.
Good thinking, Sergeant. Good thinking.
Your handler, who does wear aviators, but I don't have those on hand, but I do have these on hand, says, well, we've managed to acquire you a duck for this mission.
Oh, excellent.
No, not one of the U-boat ducks. I mean, literally a sentient duck that went under the same program you did.
Is the duck also in a mech?
No,
Oh,
it's just a duck.
Just a duck. Okay.
it might not float very well if it was in a mech.
How will the duck hold all of our mechs? Did you build some type of storage onto the duck?
Is it a
Sort of.
particularly large duck?
Is
Was
the
it
duck
swan?
hollow where
We-
we can put our mechs inside of it?
A Trojan duck, if you were.
We have tied a piece of string to its legs, and there is a buoyant device that you can use to stay afloat.
Sure. What's
And what's the purpose of the duck if there's just the buoyant device tied to its legs?
Well, you can row to the island if you want. I got you a duck, okay? I thought you'd like the duck.
We appreciate the duck. What's the duck's name?
Quackers.
Rogers.
Oh, okay.
Duck Rogers.
Duck Rogers.
Duck Rogers.
Well, let us go then.
Yeah, let's
To
get.
acquire, liberate, or destroy.
Yes, we have plenty
All
of
three.
to go through when we get back. Hopefully, right, Captain?
Yes.
Pretty pants. Okay. Let's get on with it. Let's go. Suit up.
Woo!
Suiting up scene. Describe your mechs to us.
So, Click Boomer has it's probably close to a foot tall bipedal with two big rocket launchers on either side, a mortar on the back, and just kind of loaded for bear. He's got these two big claws for digging on the front, and just the top to bottom munitions. And on the inside, Blasketeer, kind of Avatar Pandora-ish. He's found a small little splinter that he's using like a toothpick, just out of the corner of his little micey mouth.
Mine just looks like a mouse, but made out of metal. It's got little claws and paws and big ears on it, on the top of it, and it is quite nice. It's got some battle scars on it from all of the fighting I definitely do. I don't hide in the fight, definitely not. That's not how I got my name. And I've got my little sniper rifle on my back, ready to go pew, pew, when I'm needed to. And then I've got special reservations in either side that I can put my cheese in case I'm hungry on the job. That's me. It doesn't really make me much taller, but I don't need to be tall in order to do the hiding.
So would you say you're the Master Cheese?
Yes.
Bad. That was bad. This is what my mech looks like.
I was gonna say cat, and I'm glad I didn't.
It looks like a big, fat, dirty goblin. And let me give her treats because she just tolerated me doing that to her. There you go. Oh my god, that's too many treats. Holy god, no, stop. It looks like a cat, but because I'm a little techno genius, it also has two arms coming out of its back that it can use for slapping. while I'm running.
So
So
you
it's-
basically made a displacer beast.
Yes. Yes. And it makes this terrible sound. I have like a little horn so I can alert everyone when I'm nearby. Or like if there's danger, and it just makes a sound that's like and it's that long every time. I can't shorten it.
You
I
really
could,
should
but I
work
have-
on that one. It looks a little cool, but that sound, it really gets under your skin.
And it's very, it takes me back to the one of our other missions where we had to actually fight an evil cat. It was terrible. And then I got captured and it just kept meowing all the time. It's terrible.
That was
Yes.
a real hard weekend. I remember that one well.
I remember that one. I used that cat's body as the blueprint for my mech, actually. It's very
Well,
impressive.
You
Power.
created the ultimate weapon, a cat that can pet itself. I mean, that's doom of humanity right there.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I enjoy it when a cat hits itself. And Colonel Cratch's mech, the Cheese Chaser, is very large. It would be like the largest of the mechs, and it's very suited for punching things. And there's some missiles and little missiles and some guns and all. And it's very fitted for this little elderly Phil Mouse's lust for battle and just running in to punch everything that he can. So he always is usually the first to charge in. There's a lot of dents on the mech, so it's seen some action. And that's all I can really come up with.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you can see in the port, or down by the docks, if you will, Duck Rogers waiting for you. You can tell Duck Rogers because amongst all the ducks, he is one with a metal plate on his head which sparks now and then. And he has behind him I've forgotten what they're called. A dinghy.
Very nice.
Well, hopefully he can hold up to our mechs and everything. All right,
So,
mate,
so.
pieces. Let's load up so we can roll out.
Tap on the dinghy.
Hops on the dinghy.
I want to be on the duck's back.
Hello, Rogers. Duck Rogers. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So Duck Rogers isn't going to be here the whole time, right? Let's-
Getting
Does it hurt for you to make that voice?
No, it's all in the top of my mouth.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what it's saying, but maybe we should tell it to go.
I think it said something about having 3 nephews it needs to watch. I don't know. Let's
I'm gonna bop the duck on the head
Yeah.
to see if maybe I can help whatever's going on up here maybe start to circuit properly. So I'm just gonna kind of bop it.
We can't judge, you know.
I'm gonna bop it again.
He's on our side. Keep working on that, Sergeant. Keep working.
Rogers, no one can understand you. I'm gonna bop him again.
And he just like in a panic just starts like fly swimming and you begin. And thus you are transported across the sea a short way to a tropical island. You can tell it's tropical because there is a palm tree on it.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
If we have time, we can...
singular palm tree, is that
Yes.
just okay?
we get some downtime, we can catch some rays and some cheese.
Oh,
From
is it going to be
local-
warm here? Only I have a lot of cheese in my pockets, and I'm afraid it will melt.
Mhm. Well, we can
Yeah.
judge their civilization on their cheese quality.
That's true. If they've not got cheese, then there's no point staying, and we might as well just hit that destroy button.
Agreed,
I think I've
Captain.
heard of this island. There's
Oh?
something beneath the waves. A pineapple. Lost to tide.
Oh,
But I'm sure it's fine. No.
Lead us to more cheese.
Does someone live in this pineapple under the sea?
That's what the tales say. An abomination that feels
Well-
nothing.
Should we investigate it if we have time?
Is that our mission?
No, I'm just saying if there's time
It's
after.
not.
We can do it on downtime. We can also bring it up to the
yeah, it'll be a nice team building experience for afterwards.
But will we have to go under the sea?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mm.
I'm
Well-
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said
Okay.
aye, aye, Captain.
Me? What did I do?
All right, I feel like the fumes coming off the cheese are making us all a little hazy. Let's
Yeah, let's
focus
focus.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the mission is find something. I was totally listening and wasn't dreaming about cheese. And then
A chip.
a chip.
Not the kind that goes with cheese, but one that goes in like a computer.
Not like
Yeah.
a tortilla chip.
Yeah.
No, like
See, now I'm thinking of nachos, and I really want some nachos.
Or cookies, but yeah, not those. And we can't eat them. So yeah.
right, because it's got a virus on it that could destroy everything. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
there's got to be
Maybe
a
we
base
can
around here
introduce
somewhere.
To the duck to see, what kind of virus we're dealing with here.
Good thinking, Sergeant. Good thinking. We'll make sure that we'll do that. Let's go ahead and run some reconnaissance.
Okay. Should we dock the duck?
Can the duck dock himself? I mean,
I don't know. I don't want to ask him. I don't understand what it says.
well, as
Roger,
his
could
colonel,
you pull up to the dock over there and let us off?
yeah.
Great. You're a valued member of this team, and if we have snacks for you later, eat them.
I think he just calls you a captain too. I think he just got promoted.
And
I got demoted, so
Doc Rogers swims up. All the time it swims, its tail does that thing.
The duck.
Yeah, so your dinghy is constantly sort of imitating that with a slight delay. And it pulls up to the sand and just starts padding onto the sand and pulls the dinghy up onto the sand.
good job.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop out, and I'm gonna use my burrowing claws to go ahead and dig a small trench in the sand, just a little defilade for cover.
The duck stands over you, looking at you.
Go away. Sure.
It just holds up its leg.
Oh, I'll untie. I'll untie the dinghy from his leg.
And it flies away.
Wait!
Because we're gonna need a way back.
I was gonna just untie the dinghy and then tie him to a tree or something, but he's escaped.
From the sky, he says,
We don't understand you.
Oh,
All right, Captain Frady Pants, you got your sniper rifle there. Why don't you peek through it with your little tiny eyes and scope out the area over there?
Okay. I'm gonna try and climb up something, so I'm a little bit taller.
The one palm tree.
The only palm tree.
No, it's just on a rock or something, and then I'd like to scope out the area, look for buildings or things that look exciting, possibly a kitchen or a restaurant.
I don't think this is in question. You will easily see this through your scope. Overwhelming military forces. You can see many barracks, APCs, tanks. There's perhaps some sort of marine training ground as well, where there's a swimming pool. And people are marching, except they're not people. They seem to be insectoid.
There's giant crickets and they've got a swimming pool.
In fact, as you realise, looking through your scope, it's the whole small, far away thing. This army is made up of roaches.
Roaches. Oh. That takes me back.
What do you see, Captain Frady Pants?
I see the original cheese stealers. The roaches.
No.
Can't be.
Our mortal enemies.
Exactly. They live forever, unless you stomp on them really hard.
Those damn dirty roaches. First they steal our cheese, and now they're trying to destroy civilization as we know it.
Well, that explains why they're here on Bikini Atoll. That's where they did all the atomic testing. These roaches can survive anything, even radiation.
Oh no.
And the
Where's the
radiation's
lots of
only made them
roaches?
stronger.
Oh,
They're
no.
now some type of radiation roach. Some type of rad oach.
Rado.
Yeah, keep workshopping it. You're close.
Asian oaches.
They're bad, man. They're bad.
Very.
I didn't know this was going to be the thing. I'm going to eat some cheese.
Well, we might as well.
As you put your hand in your pocket, Captain Frady Pants, you pull out a string of melted...
My bree's gone bad.
Oh, God.
All good
It's
for
all
Brie,
right,
to be
Brie.
fair. To be fair, it's got incredibly smelly.
God, it's all over me. It's like sticking to my fur.
What are you doing, Captain? The smell is going to bring the roaches right onto us.
I start smearing it on a rock. I'm setting a trap, obviously. If I do this and then they'll come over and we'll be hidden and then we take them out. That's definitely what I was planning on doing.
Good thinking there, Captain. We always need a trap. I mean, bring the enemy to us instead of having to go to the enemy.
Exactly.
I can build like one of those, like a trap that we can suspend from the one palm tree. And when they come to get on the rock, it'll drop right on them.
Oh, like that mousetrap game that I hate. It's horrible.
How dare you bring that up when we're on a mission? You know how emotional it makes me.
I'm sorry. I forgot. And then there was that day in the lab and it was real horrible. And I'm sorry I brought it up.
It was horrible.
You too. I hate to be insistent, but we need to keep it together. We'll share some cheese after the mission to, like, cope. Should we? I believe that we should have maybe have made some more preparations with the trappings. Sergeant Boomer, can you dig a hole and then maybe booby traps so the roaches can fall into said trap when they're after our daring captain with a brilliant plan, might I add, of drawing the roaches to us?
I'll do you one better there, Colonel, because roaches can climb out of holes. I'm gonna put a bunch of mines down, and let's see if we can squash some bugs.
Yeah, squashing bugs. Roaches.
So yeah, I will I'll use my metallic claws and dig a bunch of holes, lay down some moderately sized landmines, some bug boppers, and yeah, kind of just surround the rock kind of with them.
By all means, you might notice that this island is glowing a fair amount, but not from the green sort of radiation that you would normally see as you're laying these mines. Instead, it seems sort of golden, maybe sometimes like blues and reds of gems. It seems like there is not only great cheese here, but great wealth.
They're one and the same.
What are gems to a mouse?
Yeah, I mean, we can use it to
But
buy more
with
cheese.
gems, you can buy many cheese.
Oh yes.
That's why you guys are higher ranks than me. That's yep.
If only the duck hadn't left.
I think he's gonna come back.
I hope so, or else if he does it, then we have to shoot him for dereliction of duty.
We have to wonder though. Oh, okay.
Got dark real quick.
Sorry, Colonel. Sometimes I forget that under that soft, fuzzy exterior, you're a cold-hearted bastard. That's why I respect you.
So we've set our trap, and then we got now we not got to hide. Or have I got? Wait, am I going to be the bait?
Well, someone has to be the bait, and you are covered in cheese.
That's true. I'm very good at hiding, though. Some might say it's my specialty.
I was gonna have her go to the top of the tree. I mean, she's a sniper. That's playing to strengths there. I mean, yeah, you are covered in Gouda, but
That's true.
maybe go in the water for a hot second and
Yeah, oh, yeah, I could just give myself a quick wash, and then it's just be the cheese that's on the rocks. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna quickly have a little wash in the water. Get off the cheeses. Okay, I'm back. Wet.
And salty.
And salty.
Oh, it's gonna dry real weird.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
We lost the Colonel!
Oh no! We're gonna die! We have no one to lead us!
it's up to you now, Frady Pants. You're in charge.
Yeah, you're the highest ranking.
Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna climb a tree. I'm gonna attempt to climb a tree and snipe.
You can climb the tree. That sounds like a mouse action to me.
Wait, before you climb the tree, I need to build the trap so you can take it up with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, also, I think for laying the mines, we'll get a mech action from Click Boomer. And you were also creating the trap, right, Alpine?
Yes, I would like to make a basket out of pond prawns.
That also sounds like a mech skill to me.
Okay.
I could have done better for my mine laying.
Yeah, I didn't do so good.
Okay, so, and when we fail, 1 point goes from mech into mouse. You can voluntarily move 1 point from mouse to mech by doing a flashback scene in which you and the other mice attend a mission briefing with your handlers. Whoops, we kind of already did that. You can also voluntarily move 1 point of mech into mouse by eating something you shouldn't. It seems like we have a copious amount of mouse at the minute, though, so maybe that's not so useful.
Yeah, I'm at 5 mouse. So...
Oof.
I'm just going to break off a dandelion. Dip it in the cheese that's on the rock.
Is that something
Couldn't you argue that a dandelion is something a mouse should eat?
I'm not sure it is. Something rabbits eat. I'm not a rabbit.
don't eat like a gemstone or sand or anything, but maybe there's like a coconut on the tree. That's
I can't eat a bloody coconut.
like a bite out of it, not the whole darn thing.
That would give you more points in mouse though, rather than mech, right?
Yeah, I've got lots of mech and very little mouse.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how, but that's the way
You must
round
be
works.
very successful. You know, you were being successful earlier. Yeah, so you can have your choice of eating a dandelion, some coconut, or some sand.
What if I dip the dandelion in some sand?
Cheese and sand, yes. That would.
Yeah, I dip dandelion in the brie, in the sand, and then it's crunchy like a salad. Croutons.
Perfect. Yep. You eat that.
Wasn't great.
You can move the points accordingly.
Thanks.
So am I right in thinking that the mines aren't great? The trap that Alpine makes isn't the best.
Yeah, I mean, I was going for basket, and I think it might just be a hope.
Yep.
Wait. This. You want me to take this up the tree?
Yes, that's what we're going to use to trap the roaches. I don't expect you to understand because you're not the schemer like I am. But this will work.
That's true. I was just making sure that it was finished before I travelled all the way up that gigantic tree with it.
Are you saying you don't think it's finished?
Oh no, it's fine. And I like put my arm through it and like loop it around me, and I'm gonna try and climb that tree.
That's definitely a mouse skill.
Oh no.
So when things go wrong, you move a point into mouse from mech.
Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that dandelion.
I want to call Alpine over and go, did these mines look normal to you? They, I don't know, they don't look quite right.
What is your intention with the mines? Them to blow up?
Yeah, ideally, yes. In a perfect world, boom.
Well, you know, that's the fun thing about mines is that sometimes they blow up, sometimes they don't. It really freaks the enemy out. It's a type of psychological warfare.
You are once again, MIT mouse. That's you right there.
Thank you.
And from this vantage point up the tree, Captain Frady Pants. Well, actually, you don't really succeed at climbing the tree, but you can climb a bit.
Oh, guys, this tree's real big, and I'm real small. I'm more built for hiding than climbing. I keep saying that, but I'll just hang out here. This part here it's high enough. I can throw the hoop.
And you can see Sergeant Click Boomer and Colonel Cratch. Captain Frady Pants is about 5 centimeters taller than you.
I don't have the upper body strength for this.
What is this? How many centimeters is that? Like visually, what is 5 centimeters? Oh.
So you're
You
like
can do that
here,
right away. You just know
and
how
I'm
many
like
centimeters
here.
is. It's crazy.
But you can see from up here that there is a large cave in the center of the island.
Oh, there's a cave.
Well, it's a cave, but it's very metallic.
Oh, shiny. Oh, there's a cave. It's shiny. Maybe not natural. Or it's made of gems. I don't know. It's not made of cheese.
Yeah, you're literally 5 centimeters above us. We can see the same thing you can see.
Oh, I was just trying to be helpful.
No, it's actually, I am sorry. I appreciate you. You are doing your job. It is.
You know, I didn't ask to be the leader. I was perfectly happy being second in command. And now it's all gone wrong. and I'm sorry, but there is a cave that you can obviously see as well.
Is this cave surrounded by roaches?
What do my mouse eyes see?
You can see roaches coming in and out of the cave, but not defending it. You can see some roaches heading in with wiring and circuit boards.
I see. I think that's the computer lab, the tech room. They got wires and things, but they don't seem to be guarding it. The cocky little gits. Obviously, they don't think that anyone will come in there. I think we can maybe sneak to it.
Sounds like the target. Let's get sneaking.
Sneaking.
I guess, Captain, you are the best at hiding, so it makes sense that you would also be the best at sneaking.
That sounds like a believable thing. Yeah, I can do the sneaking. What about the trap? Should we leave the trap? Should we just scatter the mines around and, I'll keep hold of the hoop, and if I see one of the cockroaches, I'll throw it at him. What should we do?
I definitely think our best option is to leave the mines to kind of protect this area.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it will serve it as a distraction.
Yeah, and it will help us remember where we left the dinghy.
That's right, yeah, where we hear the explosions coming from.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, do you want to find the best path of...
Okay. I'll try and find the best path. This is Mouskowitz. Oh, yay!
So as you look and you are looking for the best path to navigate your way around, you can see that there are very few cockroaches behind the barracks. Most of them seem to be parading in front of the barracks or moving between the buildings. There is a perimeter watch, but they are on high towers. I say high towers, 10 centimeters.
Yeah. I can't climb that high. It's too high.
You got a sniper rifle, you can pop them off, though.
Oh, yeah, I do have a sniper. I must remember that I have a weapon.
And
not that I'm afraid to use it. Just...
You can see a roach in a somewhat grey uniform on one of these towers looking out. They have a little like gun of their own. It's a bit smaller than yours. It was made for cockroach mandibles rather than mousy paws. And they are looking around. They have an eye patch.
Should I try and shoot him down? I'm going to try and shoot him off his perch.
Go for it.
Okay. Oh dear. My mouse is a bit high at the moment. This probably isn't going to go well. Nope.
Ooh. So let's see. You had a success, which would have moved 1 point to Mech from mouse. But a 6 is definitely a fail. So your shot goes wide. And you can see that cockroach sort of...
Oh no. Duck! Everyone hide! They're onto us!
Everyone make a hide roll, please.
Oh.
Hide is mouse skill, so if it's less than your mouse skill, that'll be a success.
But when we succeed, we move a point.
Yes, when you succeed, you move a point to Mech.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. So
okay.
Successes go to Mech, failures go to mouse. No matter what they are. So, is that a success, Heavenly?
Yes.
Excellent. So, Frady Pants and Tattletale, you can hide expertly as mice are wont to do. Click Boomer, what does this look like?
I think since Click has all the extra accoutrement on the shoulders and everything, he tries to duck behind some foliage, but still is very clearly exposed. I think realizing that, he's going to turn to the other two and go, run. And then he's going to fire a couple of rockets at the two towers.
Make me a mech roll.
All right.
It's happening.
All right.
That's a success. So you move a point into mech again. So you fire these two rockets, and if anyone was still looking through their scope, which they're not, you'd see this mouse sort of like look your way and just sort of like, is that a... As it tries to dive from the tower explodes, and from the cockroach military village, you hear noise.
Oh no.
Well, secrecy is no longer an option.
I'm going running for the cave. For the metallic cave.
Where
Our colonel might be back too.
running for the cave. The colonel might be back.
See on roll 20. See V there.
Hey. So you see Click Boomer start running for the cave.
I follow.
So this will be running through enemy fire as tanks and APCs of soldiers start shooting at you. I think this will be... running is definitely a mouse action, though, so if you'd like to avoid damage and scurry...
Either one is good for me.
I think I will be returning fire, so I will roll for that.
Oh,
Oof. Oof.
I.
All right.
Oh, did anyone succeed?
I'm not made for running. Like hiding.
We want a roll that's lower than our points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I did not succeed.
Yeah. Welcome back, Colonel.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness, Colonel. I had to be in charge. It was terrible. We blew up a tower.
So, Colonel, since you were away, the stealth mission is no longer a go. Click Boomer blew up 2 watchtowers. And now we are running for a cave that we saw in the middle of the facility, a computer cave, whilst the cockroach army is assembling and firing upon us.
Great. Sorry about that. I dozed off. Getting up in here and had to take a little mouse nap. But you'll have it handled and covered. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's happening.
So, Colonel Cratch, could you also make us a run as you try to scurry, unless you would like to return fire as Click Boomer is?
I would like to return fire. Let's kill these dirty roach bastards. So it'll be a 1d6, correct?
Yeah, 1d6.
Yay.
I 666, 3 6s in a row. Fantastic.
Uh-oh.
So unfortunately, no one succeeds at running or at returning fire. And as these armies are mobilizing, suddenly you find yourselves surrounded, but not by the army, by a dark rodent SWAT team. Because little did you know that a SWAT team was only minutes away.
Can't believe they didn't trust us.
They're not mice. They're weasels.
No!
Weasels!
SWAT
Oh,
weasels.
those cockroaches!
No.
They're working with the cockroaches.
Makes sense. They're filthy.
Weaselly.
Weaselly. It's annoying.
The weasels will be capturing you, trying to handcuff you. You have one last chance to try and escape, which is almost certainly another mouse roll.
Okay.
I remember when things go bad, things move towards mouse, so this should become a step easier.
Wait, that was from the last one, and then this was in... So I got... no.
Who succeeds? Sergeant
I do.
Alpine Tattletale, whilst the rest of your party is captured by weasels and handcuffed, thrown into thrown on top of a cockroach APC because you're a bit too big for a little one, and carted away, you manage to escape. How? How does it look?
As they try and put the little handcuffs on me, I go, "What's that over there?" And when they look, I run away.
Oh, you're so smart.
And
Wish
when,
I thought of that.
and when they look back, Sergeant Alpine Tattletale is gone. The other three of you, you are carted away towards the computer cave, where you are put in a. Oh no!
No, what did they do to the girl? Give them back to us. Give us the colonel.
Teehee.
Dastardly weasels.
Those dastardly weasels. Let's just find that. There we go.
Well, tell them nothing, Colonel. Name and rank. That's it. Name and rank.
So yeah, the colonel does go surprisingly quiet when captured. You are carted away
They're the best of us.
towards.
Just don't fold under pressure.
And in this cave, it is a computer cave. There's like a machinery up and down all the walls, from old style tape computers all the way up to brand new VCRs and other such things.
Oh, brand new VCRs.
Yes.
Golly gosh.
Who knew? It is a. However, the room is dominated by one weasel, who wears a beret and a monocle.
Oh, he definitely looks like the evil villain.
And he sits in a not very comfy chair. It looks like an old 90s computer chair, tapping away at the computer whilst you are put in the cages.
I don't want to be put in a cage. It's like being in a mousetrap again. Start shaking the walls. Let me out! I only have enough.
Get yourself together, Captain.
Ah! Welcome to my little cave!
What do you want with us, you polecat bastard?
Oh, you talk so big, little mouse, but now you get to witness firsthand the destruction of the internet.
Not the internet. It's only been around for a few years.
Now, with this chip, and he points to a Dorito-shaped piece of microchip, which sits on a pedestal under a glass case, sort of like Beauty and the Beast.
But a chip, not a rose.
But a chip, yeah, not a rose, yeah. With this chip, we will install it on the main database in Switzerland. Or is it Sweden? I can't remember. But we will put it there, and then the internet shall work no longer.
Oh.
You know what? Actually, it's not that bad if you think of what the internet mostly does. It's cat videos and.
I hate cat videos.
Right? Yeah. Hey, if you let us out, we'll help you.
You fools! That's the beauty of it. Your mechs run on the internet. Ah!
Oh.
Crap.
We will.
Well, that's not very nice.
We will pan away to Sergeant Alpine Tattletale, who has escaped.
I'm gonna run out to our landing zone, our LZ, and I'm going to. Rogers! Rogers, can you hear me? Rogers! I need your help.
And Rogers floats down from the sky like a heroic duck.
Is there anything, the palm trees? Do palm trees have branches? No. I would like to peel a piece of bark away from the palm tree.
You can.
And sharpen it into a little point with my teeth.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
And then I mount Rogers. And I say, fly to the cockroaches camp.
And it starts flying towards the cockroaches camp.
So we've not addressed that this is like a metallic cat riding, a metallic six-armed cat riding a duck.
Yeah, I don't think, are we in our mech suits? I don't remember. Sure.
Yeah, I think you're in a mech suits, yeah.
This is a small mouse-sized cat on a duck.
Okay.
Within one of its 6 arms and one of its back arms, it's holding a palm tree shiv. Poop on them, Rogers Richards. I forget your duck name. Poop on them. Aerial warfare. Does he succeed?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, he succeeds.
Have we committed both biological and aerial warfare?
Yes, but as the poop hits the roaches, you see them swarm on it. For they are roaches.
No! I've miscalculated. But now they're distracted. Quick, swoop down below and we'll go into the cave.
And Rogers swoops down to the cave, which you may now recognize from the air as a weasel hole. And he gets close.
Was in front of us the entire time.
Yeah. He dive bombs on the cave, and his neck goes in, but he can't get in. He gets stuck.
That's okay. I squirt my oil slicker all over him.
He sort of flails a bit, not used to being oily, like, and can squeeze through the hole, but sort of looks very like a washed up bird.
Like the oil spill. I mean, this is.
Yeah. It looks very sad about the things that are going on, but just about squeezed into the room. Captain Freddy Pants and Click Boomer, you see Sergeant Alpine Tattletale in their cat mech on top of a duck squeeze into this room with you, and the professor looks around like, "Oh no! This cannot be!"
While he's briefly distracted, I'm going to take the toothpick out of my mouth and use it to pick the lock on the cage.
That'll be a mech roll. Whilst you are doing this, you hear a strange sound from beyond the walls. Goes. Poing!
I go investigate.
Like, is that like a clock noise?
Not really.
Huh.
It's definitely beyond the wall, though.
Okay.
Okay. Are they tied up? Are Captain and the other sergeant tied up?
They were.
We're in mousetrap cages.
Oh no! I'm gonna instruct. We're gonna go over and we're just gonna kick over the cages.
I got a 1 on my roll, so I at least.
Sergeant Click Boomer, yeah. As you head over towards Click Boomer, you can see he just opens the door.
Okay. I'll knock over Frady Pants' cage at least.
Oh, thanks.
Do you hear that clicking? That boinging?
I do.
Yeah, like head nose.
I don't know what it is.
As you are distracted by the clicking noise, you can turn to see Weasel, who is known as Herr Witzel. It says on the name badge. He has grabbed Duck Rogers and is holding a gun to his head in front of the chip. You will never take it!
Sniper! Pew!
Ooh, trying to quick draw. Okay, give us a mech roll.
Oh no.
Whilst this is happening, you hear a clunk.
Oh no.
Oh, we're not doing one of the things that we're supposed to do. When it's your skill, you can roll 2d6 and take the lowest.
Oh, we've not been doing that.
We've not been doing that, but we can start now. Yeah, we'll learn as we play. Yeah.
I'll play. The sniper's my thing, so.
This sort of sounds like a metallic rolling sound. Dunk. Dunk. Dunk.
Is it a
Is
magnet?
this coming from like around the corner where we can take? There's just like on the other side of the wall where they don't have access to see where it's coming from.
It seems to come from the other side of the wall.
Can I put my feet on the wall to see if it sticks?
Your feet do stick to this wall. It's made of metal.
Oh yeah, shit. Forgot that. I thought, oh, it's a cave. It'll be.
Well, I'm glad you determined that because I was just going to try to dig through it. So thanks for determining.
Also, I failed terribly with my sniper.
Yeah, your shot goes over his head as he pulls Duck Rogers in front of him completely, so you can only see the gun. Now!
Also, I've gone mouse.
Captain Frady Pants
Get out from it.
goes mouse. And Captain Frady Pounce, you can't help but notice that chip looks a lot like cheese.
Yes! I'm just gonna go run for it, but I can't tell you that because I'm a mouse. Squeak, 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 squeak.
So as Captain Frady Pants is doing this, what's everyone else doing?
While Frady's gone native, I'm gonna shout over to Duck and Duck, you're covered in oil. Slip away.
And
Oh, fine.
holds up a wing.
I got nothing, Duck. I have no. Just
Yay!
The Colonel is back, still in their
Colonel's
cage. So what's happened while you've been away? We determined that the Weasel Doctor is going to try and destroy the internet, and hence also your mech program. You can hear strange noises from beyond the walls. Sergeant Alpine has burst into the computer cave with an oil-slicked Duck Rogers. And Duck Rogers is currently being held at gunpoint in front of the computer chip.
It's good to see, but
Captain Frady Pants has gone feral.
Yes.
Yeah, full mouse.
mouse.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let the Colonel out, not go over the cage.
Trying to let the Colonel out. Okay. And we're in our mech still, correct?
You're still in your
Yeah.
mechs, yes. Sergeant
Oh,
Alpine.
I thought we weren't. Okay.
Sergeant Alpine, since you've been in here, what have you been up to?
Well, when he pulls out a gun on my good friend Duck Rogers, I want to try and shove my bark knife into the gun's hole, into the gun point, the business end, the ouchie part.
The
of
barrel.
gun. The barrel. Thank you.
Yep. No, that makes that.
Say it, mouse speak.
It made sense to me. So yes, I think you could do this. Would that be a mech roll or a mouse roll, do you think?
I think it's going to be a mech roll because I'm going to use one of my two vestigial cat arms to like kind of throw it like a lance.
Sure thing.
Okay, this is a mech roll. How do I move a point from mouse to mech?
You...
A flashback scene.
We have to have a flashback scene to a briefing.
Can I have I want to have a flashback scene before I do this of me like training with our overlords / our keepers, and like me in the mech suit, and he's like making me do stuff, and I'm like doing it in the mech suit.
So we're
He's
going.
like throwing discs in the air, and I'm like shooting them.
Yep, throwing discs in the air and all of that sort of thing. And you are performing. How are you performing?
I'm doing so well.
Doing so well. It's amazing. All of these discs are being destroyed. And he walks towards you and says, "Once, long ago, Alpine, I said when you could take the pebble from my hand, you'd be ready." And he offers out a pebble in his hand.
I go to take it in my mech suit, with my cat's mech suit. I go to take it, I go to move with the left hand, which is this one. I go to move with the left one, and then when he kind of like pulls it away, I snatch it with the right one.
Yeah. And you do. And he just looks at you, sort of like an obey moment. You're ready.
That's what I think of as I heft this tree bark knife, and I rear back and I throw it.
Okay, so you now have 1 point in mech, 1 more point in mech, and oh, it's a massive success. Yes. As he sees what you're doing, the weasel is like, "No!" and goes to pull the trigger, and in slow-mo, we see this spear lodge into the barrel as he pulls the trigger, and the gun goes as the barrel explodes. And he's like, "Ah! No! My eyes!" Somewhere beyond, you hear the sound of like a... sort of like a... Hang on, I'm going to try and replicate this. Just a... sound. Followed by another... bunk sound. Followed by another... bunk sound. And a splash.
I'm a mouse. I don't know anything.
Someone stop Captain Frady Pants!
I'm gonna go ahead and grab Frady Pants real quick and just try to, with the 2 arms that I have, since everybody else is kind of anthropomorphic animal, I'm gonna try to just hold Frady Pants for a second. Just pet her lightly.
Sure thing. Would you like to oppose that, Frady Pants?
I probably still like legs are running, but he's much bigger than I am. It's like, pick me up. My legs are still going. I've just got my eyes set on the cheese, and I don't understand why it's not getting any closer to me.
Exit in the cage, Colonel Cratch.
Are there any weasels near where we are? More.
There is the Professor Weasel. However, now that the gun has exploded, Duck Rogers has gone back up the cave and is sort of blocking it as he's trying to squirm through with his oily body.
I would like to attack the weasel. The professor. Might as well.
Knock him out.
Might as well, yeah.
So, yep. Let's see with the mech. Okay.
Unfortunately, he's a slippery weasel. And as you go in to grab or tackle or punch him or whatever it is, he just manages to evade your grasp. How does this look?
The colonel is running up to punch, and then since he dodges, the colonel's mech hits the wall and just crashes into the wall, like punches a hole in the wall, and then the mech's arm is like into the wall, and then he's having to work on getting it out.
Yeah, and you're real close to the chip as well, as you can all hear a kind of plasticky click, click, click. Sounds like something falling onto pegs.
And since I failed that roll, I have to take away a point in mech again and add it to mouse?
Yeah, failures go to mouse, yes.
Okay. And then it goes up, correct?
Yes, yeah. So you always have a total of 6 points, you move 1 to mouse.
Okay. So I have 5 points in mouse.
Oof.
So now I'm a mouse?
No.
You need 6.
When you have all 6.
When you have all 6. So you're very close to being a mouse.
Okay. Mech is 1 now, so getting close.
Yeah, you want to do some mousy things to try and get them skills a bit more balanced.
Can I, whilst I'm being held and I'm running in the air, can my little mousy brain flash back to the moment I was caught by my handler when I was a mouse and not yet a sentient mecha mouse? And I remember being scared and afraid, and then I remember my handler giving me some cheese and talking to me nice and quietly and rubbing my head and then giving me some more cheese and then teaching me how to hold a gun and then and then sticking some wires in my
really
brain.
like this escalation of events where it's like, here's some cheese, here's a tiny gun, put it in your tiny head.
See, what I like to think is that all the mice were conditioned by like 80s, 90s movies. So like Freddy maybe saw like Home Alone, and maybe like Alpine watched like War Games, and the Colonel watched Rocky.
Yes. Rocky 2.
Yeah. The one where he wins. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'd like to move 1 point of mouse into mech, please.
I will give it to you because that made me chuckle so much.
And I shake my head. Oh,
Freddy, you back?
oh, yes. I had the strangest dream. That chip was made of cheese. But I'm okay now. I'm okay.
And you can see Herr Witzel trying to escape. He is squeezing around the slippery Duck Rogers. Would any of you like to react?
Yes.
I am gonna go for it, Alpine.
I was just gonna say I reached down with my little hands, with my cat back arms.
Okay. Please grab Herr Witzel.
Is that a mech roll?
I think so. You said you were using your mech hands, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a mech thing.
That's a failure.
No.
Then I would like to look up at Boomer and say, throw me at him!
And I do.
That seems like a mouse roll, I think, throwing something. Is it, or is that be a mech roll?
I don't know how often mice throw things in
Yeah,
their
I think that's
natural
probably going to be a
environment.
mech roll, I think.
I'll channel back to when we were forced to watch Rudy, and yes, okay.
And then when I land on him, I'd like to bite him.
Okay, so Derek, is that a success?
That is.
It is. So you are tossed across the room, Frady Pants. Please make me a mouse roll.
Yeah!
That is a success. So each of you can move a point to mech from mouse. And Herr Witzel cries out as you bite him. Where do you bite him?
On his neck.
Oh, is this a killing shot? Are you going vicious here?
Well, I was told to destroy.
Yeah.
That's how you destroy weasels. It's a known fact.
Yeah, and as you bite into him, he's just like, ah! Oh, nine! Oh! And blood starts to fill your mouth and, spray all over the already oiled Duck Rogers.
I shouldn't.
You did! So you get a point of mouse. Have you gone feral again?
No, I haven't. No, I'm even.
But it was worth it.
Poor Duck Rogers is now covered in oil and blood. As you wrestle Herr Witzel to the ground and leave his body cold and lifeless on the floor.
Yeah.
Since it's the hole, beyond the hole is the chip, correct?
The chip is in a bell jar.
Yep. With a light and a pole coming down, holding it aloft. The pole goes all the way up through the ceiling.
Oh no, Angela's just worked it out. The captain hasn't, but Angela has.
The colonel hasn't, nor has V. The colonel's gonna approach and try to figure out how to get to the chip.
Yeah, you can see the chip is under the glass. It looks like you just need to like lift the glass, but there's like these notches coming out either side that you're going to need to angle it around to try and get it up.
Alpine, you're our tech specialist. You got anything?
Can I? It's like just balanced. The glass case it's glass, right?
Mm-hmm. It's on a pedestal.
It's on a pedestal, but it is made of glass.
It is made of glass, yes.
And the chip is under the glass.
Yes.
And the pedestal is just on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. Easy peasy. I would like to... Who has the wrist launchers? Anyone have rocket launchers?
I have missile launchers, but not.
Go ahead and launch your missiles at that little glass case. It'll break, and then we can get the chip out.
Okay, good idea, Sergeant. Let's do that then.
Go big or go home, right?
Yep, might as well.
We don't have time to mess around. We've already wasted too much time, and we have to completely clean Duck Rogers if we're gonna fly.
As Colonel tries to activate their missiles, maybe they get confused for a moment. They forget quite how it works. Because I believe, Colonel, am I right in thinking that you're going full mouse?
But since it's a mech, wouldn't it be full mech?
So
if you fail, you go full mouse.
Oh.
If you succeed, it goes full.
Oh, okay. Then he's full mouse now.
Oh no.
Oh no, I know that look.
And suddenly, the chip looks a lot like a wedge of cheese. Are you all frozen? Nope. I hear plates.
We've lost the Colonel. They've gone full mouse.
They've gone full mouse. This is poor V. They don't usually have this problem with their internet. However, this being the case, let's carry on as they confidently say that they will be able to break the glass, but instead they just sort of start twitching and their mech stops moving for just a moment. What would the rest of you like to do?
You say it's connected to a wire,
A pole with like notches.
What's up higher than the pole?
Just go straight through the ceiling. There's a great big hole in the ceiling. Click, click, shunk, click, shunk.
I think we need to grab it really, really quick before any of those noises get any quicker, faster, and closer to us.
Is the bell jar like something where, like, if you twist it, you could lift it up the pole where it's like locked now?
It looks like it looks like you could manipulate it in ways to get it further up the pole. It looks like it might need two hands though to try and like two sets of hands to try and.
So
Okay.
4 hands.
Yes, thank you.
Or 6.
Or
Or
6.
6.
Yeah.
You can see
Okay.
Alpine, if you want to try to figure that out, I'll try to push Duck through and see if maybe we can get an exfil.
Okay. I would like to do that thing that cats do, where they grab something with their front paws and then they like disembowel it with their back paws. You know what I'm talking about? That move that they do? That's what I'm gonna try and do.
Okay. I think that's gonna have to be Mech. I mean, I'm sure mice could do that, but I don't think it's natural for them. Would you agree, or would you prefer it to be
Yeah,
mouse?
I would agree. It actually, they're both 3 for me, so I don't really. It doesn't
Oh, that's fine then.
Ooh, what does that mean?
I think matches meat.
Meat.
Meat
Woo!
beats. So you can claw at this thing, and as you spin it, you notice that it just sort of whirs up the pole as your claws make this horrible scratching sound. I think your mech might make it sound as well.
Maybe gotta get that fixed.
And the jar comes free, and you can see the chip. But as you reach out to try and grab it, which I imagine you would do,
With my other 2 hands.
with your other 2 hands, a cage falls through the ceiling, landing sideways on the pegs, and lands on top of you.
No!
You see the click, 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 twang, then the shunk, 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 shunk.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
It would seem that Sergeant Alpine Tattletale is in a mousetrap.
No!
And from the weasel body, you hear, "Aha! I knew I would get you!" As a small door opens out the side of the back of Herr Witzel's head. Because what kind of weasel would actually have the name Witzel? And a small cockroach comes out, wearing a monocle.
Of course.
And a beret. Just,
In a beret, yes.
yeah, wearing the exact same clothing.
I have captured you at last! And then realizes that
Go
only
ahead.
Alpine is in the cage, and sort of looks at the pair of you and is like, "Oh!"
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my foot tall mech suit and step on that cockroach on my way towards Alpine.
Sure thing.
I'll go ahead and roll for that. It's a mech skill. Yeah, that does it.
That does it. So that's another success. You get another point in mech, and you crush the unnamed cockroach.
And yeah, I am pretty up there as far as mech goes. Frady, would you mind freeing the sergeant?
Sure. Just a minute. Got it. Mech, I guess. I'm not.
Mech, please. Hey! You gain an extra point of mech, and you can free Alpine Tattletale from the mousetrap cage. I don't know if I think that mission operation was possibly called Nom. Nom or be nommed. So as maybe Alpine, you might be remembering back to Nom when you were caught in the mousetrap last.
I'm so sorry it happened again.
My little mouse cheeks are wet with tears, and I'm like, "Thank you so much, Captain."
I'm sorry it happened again. I promised you last time it would never happen, and it did happen. I'm the worst captain ever.
No, you're the greatest captain ever because you just saved me. You could have left me behind, but you didn't, and I respect you.
I love this team so much.
We need to pull ourselves together now, and make a speedy exit.
Okay, I think all 3 of
I
us
was
are gonna
trying
have
to turn
to
into a
push
snake
Doc
there for a
Rogers.
second. A speedy exit.
Oh no.
We're all gonna have to push Duck Rogers out the hole.
I think Click Boomer said that they would be pushing Duck Rogers out of the way whilst you saved them, right?
Is the whole, is it metallic or is it
It's metallic.
like
yeah.
is okay? I can't dig through metal.
Just push him real hard.
Everybody push on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, push.
Mech rolls from everyone, please.
Oh no.
I'm Heavenly. Is that a success or a fail?
Success.
A success. Fantastic. So everyone gains another point of mech and loses a point of mouse.
Except for me. Foul spectacularly.
Yes.
I used up all of my strength picking up that damn trap.
I have gone full mech.
Oh no!
For a moment, for a moment, Click Boomer sort of doesn't phase out as such, but they just sort of look vacantly as Duck Rogers explodes through the hole and outside.
Boomer? You okay?
Just dead-eyed, gonna go ahead and just turn and aim the guns at the other mice.
Boomer, no! Boomer! Boomer, it's us! It's your team!
And I pick up some gravel. When he's looking at me, I'm gonna go, oh, I'm so sleepy, in the hope that I'll get him to also yawn.
He's full mech now. He doesn't respond to social bonding cues any longer.
I'm gonna just run, and I'm just gonna force his mouth open, and I'm gonna shove some gravel in there. Eat it!
I'll pry his mouth open with my 2 cat hands.
Click Boomer, did you receive the DM I sent you?
I did, so I am going to be pushing past the forced feeding from my comrades, and I start walking towards the chip.
So I think trying to force feed a mouse something that they shouldn't eat, it seems a bit like a mouse action. So why don't you both try and make a roll and see if we can save Click Boomer.
I failed.
So I think maybe Frady Pants, you get the food into his mouth, but as Alpine's trying to stroke the throat, you know, Click Boomer, it's up to you. You can eat or not.
I think if the food's in there, it's probably going down.
It's going down. However, you still feel that strange compulsion. You're back to Thing, but you can still have that message I sent you.
Okay.
Feels like a real good idea.
Okay. So I kind of shake it off a little bit. Go, what the hell? Why are you putting dirt in my mouth?
I panicked. I thought that if I gave you something disgusting, that it would snap you out of your trance. I thought if I gave you cheese, you'd just, eat, still shoot me. And then I'd be lost with cheese and life. This way, I've still got both.
That is fair. I'm going to go ahead and walk across the room and grab the chip from its container.
Oh, good thinking, Boomer. Yeah, we actually do need to take that with us when we leave. Good job. Good job.
Okay, so Click Boomer has the chip.
Let's go find Duck Rogers. He needs a bath.
As you head up out of the cave, you find Duck Rogers surrounded by swat weasels with his arms in the air.
Oh, the bloody weasels.
And he can't fly because he's so slick.
Yeah.
Boom, have you got any more rocket launchers?
Oh, you'll know it. I am actually going to do a contested roll here because there's 2 things that Boomer could do. So I'm gonna do a mech roll, and this will kind of determine things. Of course, it's absolutely even.
You must choose.
The fates cannot decide this for you.
I actually think because it's balanced, Boomer is going to be able to fight the message in his head, and he's going to go ahead and fire on the weasels.
Nice.
Sure.
But don't hit Duck Rogers.
Yeah. Duck will go up. It'll be a roasted duck if I.
We don't want any crispy shredded duck today, thank you. Let's. Should we? Do you want to count one of those rolls as your mech roll, or would you like to make a separate mech roll?
I'll count one of them.
So that is a success. So you move 1 point into mech and 1 point out of mouse.
Okay.
But you blow up the weasels as they are holding their guns. They're sort of like, we've got you now, and then. and suddenly cockroaches are swarming again. Maybe Alpine's mech makes the noise as the base also starts making the noise again.
I really gotta get that sorted out. It's very annoying.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn to Alpine, and I'm gonna hand him the chip and go, buddy, I don't think I can be trusted with this right now. You best hold this in one of your multitudinous paws.
I put it in my cat's Mech's mouth.
Or that too, one of your orify.
And Sergeant Click Boomer, you are full mech again, aren't you?
No, I have one left in mouse.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So Alpine now has the chip in their mouth. Cockroaches are swarming on your position.
I try this time very hard to snipe one of them, as I haven't hit the thing.
You have to get at least one of these, right?
Yeah. No.
But that is sniping, so you get to do when you get to do something that is your skill. Yeah. We will eventually remember these rules.
Yeah.
I nearly threw my water all over the room.
I killed a cockroach.
I think with that level of success, you can do some sort of like sniper elite style slow-mo shot where it pierces one cockroach and the shell ricochets through another one.
I wanna run, like jump onto the duck's slippery back, slide off the other side, and as I'm like sliding on my feet, go pew pew pew, and just shoot 3 in a row, just as I'm slipping on the ground.
Yep, perfect. Headshots, everyone.
Woo!
I am going to go ahead and do. I'm going to fall back and move a point from mech into mouse, and I'm going to start heading towards the LZ.
Okay, moving a point from mech into mouse, right? So you're eating something?
Well, that's fallback and checkpoint are 2 options for changing states. So if I fall back, I can move a point from mech into mouse. And then when the mission goes exactly as planned, I move from mouse into mech.
Yeah, so that would be failing or succeeding.
So it's the bit underneath that you can voluntary.
There you go.
Yeah, so you need to eat something you shouldn't. What are you going to eat?
You know what? Freddy had the right idea. I'm going to go ahead and grab some dirt and crunch through it and just imagine it's granola.
Yeah, it's sand, so maybe a bit more like I've forgotten the name of that stuff.
Quinoa.
No, that's not what I was thinking. It's like a powder that you have for desserts. It's gone. Never mind.
What if it's like polenta that hasn't been cooked? It's just uncooked polenta.
Uncooked.
It's very
polenta.
tropical.
Welcome back, Colonel Cratch. So the pedestal was a mousetrap. It caught Alpine Tattletale, but Frady Pants freed them. Click Boomer had a moment where they went very mechanical, but then through some force feeding, they are back to being a regular mouse. And we have escaped the tunnel. Click Boomer has destroyed the SWAT weasels, and cockroaches are swarming on your position. Oh, and Frady Pants did some amazing sniper stuff.
And I am still a mouse.
You are still a mouse.
Yeah. I'm still mouse mode. Okay.
But if you flash back,
Okay.
we can make you not a mouse.
Okay. Let's flash back to maybe. Trying to think of how to flash back to. Perhaps in the beginning, whenever they were starting to give him the injections and everything, playing the Rocky 2 movie, and he starts feeling that urge to fight, because how Rocky 2, hopefully I'm getting the Rocky of fighting Drogo and everything, and then yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
it's
music
like-
starts playing in your head. Perhaps the music starts before anything else.
And then suddenly, he starts remembering he's the colonel. And then he suddenly just yells, "Adrian!" That old voice. So yeah.
And you may
And eat lightning and crap thunder.
may move 1 point from mouse into mech. You are clinging to your mechanoid self.
Oh yes. I had to restart, so I had to take that down. So let me find my. Where are you, Crouch? There you are. Crouch. Okay. I am just clinging to that. And 5. Okay. Oh, good job, everybody. Good job. I'm sorry, but I went a little feral on everybody, but hey, these things happen. What's our position now? I see that we have broach trouble.
Yes. We're surrounded. It's time for the big guns.
Indeed it is. Well, let's go into the big gun initiative and start firing. We have the chip, correct?
Yes.
We do. Yes, sir.
Let's make it rain.
Yeah, I'm inspired.
And whilst you're doing this, Duck Rogers has been getting up sand in his beak, tossing it over his back, and like rolling in the sand, trying to give himself a sand bath.
Did anybody bring a bottle of Dawn?
I could squirt him with more oil. Oil, counteracts oil.
Yeah, give him an oil bath.
Doesn't sound true.
Let's test it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
We could kill him.
I'm gonna squirt him with oil.
Is this perhaps thinner oil this time? Maybe not lubricant, but instead some sort of like refrigerant or something like that.
It was petrol before. It's olive oil now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do some quick magic work, to reroute the oil squirter. So instead of it being the oil that I used for oil squirting, it'll be the coolant from my cat mech.
And as you spray the coolant on him, it washes away much more like water, and his wings come into effect, and he is feeling clean.
There's also a swimming pool just over there. Maybe someone's left some shampoo or something you can have a bath.
Well, it's too late for that. I've already squirted him with the oil.
Oh, yeah, I mean, your way was way cooler. But...
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I did a funny.
Oh boy, you didn't even realise that's the worst thing. So we're all gunning, right? So what are we doing?
We're running in. Like all those movies that we were brainwashed with. Slow motion. Explosions everywhere.
Was Captain Freddy Pence by chance brainwashed by Baywatch?
It's possible.
The slow motion running.
It was like it flicked between the two bits, just over and over and over and over. Just it was a war scene, a boob scene, a war scene, a boob scene.
Boob scene.
Yeah, your handler had an unhealthy addiction to Baywatch, perhaps. What about the rest of you? So Freddy Pence just starts slow-mo running. How about the rest of you?
I would like to fast mo run.
I'm gonna bring up the rear and fire off just random mortars and everything else, just kind of covering from behind.
Mm-hmm. And Crutch?
The colonel will be doing this like in the front, just running and firing just randomly in front of them, making like the way.
So not
type of thing.
aiming at people as such, more running than fighting. Yeah.
Right.
So-
More like couple fire while moving.
Yeah. So I think people who are merely running can give me a mouse roll. Click Boomer to hold the defenses and fight back at the back. That'll be a mech roll.
All right, I'm gonna play to my strengths and cool.
Cool.
Oh.
Oof. So, Captain Frady Pants, I think perhaps with that failure, you do literally slow-mo run when everyone else normal runs.
Why is everyone moving so fast?
I mean, it looks great. There's explosions going off around you, and like, you know, it's...
I'm gonna look over and go, Frady, think chariots of fire, not Baywatch.
Hurry up.
So everyone can escape. Frady Pants, you can also escape, but just a little bit behind everyone else. As you make your way to the beach. Duck Rogers, now clean, flies ahead and goes and is using its beak to start trying to tie a knot. It's very difficult, though. It's sort of like you can hear lots of as it's grabbing the rope and trying to put it under its leg, then putting its beak under its leg and grabbing the thing, and then trying to put its head through the loop and grab the string to pull the string.
Watch it for a little bit because it's funny.
It's up to you. You can help if you like.
Let's help
No.
him. Let's help him. No. Mouse roll. I'm gonna help.
Oh.
Try to tie over
Tie it with your little fingers.
the little mouse roll. Really?
We got big brawler hands, you know. You can
Yeah.
probably use those.
So the fail will push you towards mouse again.
Okay. Well, at least I'm not a mouse right now. But,
And now Colonel Cratch and the duck are struggling with the string, as maybe Duck Rogers is putting its beak on the knot ready for tying, and you're tying Duck into the knot. Maybe it's a mess.
Oh, this is just getting sad.
I just
Oh,
wish
oh,
our
oh.
handlers gave us useful things instead of Rocky. For God's sake.
Well, the good thing is that I successfully helped, but now I'm full mech.
Oh no! And you've got the chip, bugger.
So I will whisper you some secret instructions.
Okay. In the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
This is how MouseNet begins.
So as I'm tying, I'm helping to tie the string. My little mouse brain goes and it poops out, and I am going to use my two hands to slap at the Colonel and at Duck Rogers.
Insubordination and mutiny.
I'm gonna run and scoop up some sand in my hands, and I'm gonna try and jump.
I'm gonna slap out of the way.
I'm gonna
With my
try and
hand.
grab hold of you from the back.
Slap. These hands are made for slapping specifically.
Eat your
I'm
sand.
gonna grab at the two extra arms and try to hold on to those.
So this feels like mouse rolls to try and stop. Unfortunately, when you are full mech, I don't think you can roll because you can't really roll less than a 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Captain Frady Pants and Click Boomer, it all relies on you. Click Boomer is no help.
I'm okay. 3 is good.
3 is good. You can get some sand into Alpine's mouth. But they're slapping you away, so there's no way for you to.
I hold her nose.
They're slapping you away, so you can't hold the nose or do any throat rubbing or any of them other things. So with only one success, Heavenly, it's up to you whether Alpine swallows the sand and goes a little bit more mouse, or continues with their diabolical mission.
No, they're gonna keep slapping.
Ow! I'm gonna hurt now. Remember when I saved you from the mousetrap?
You can look inside the mech, and my little mouse body is just like sleeping. It's just the mech now.
The Colonel will try to get into the other mech, or is that a possibility? Like eject and go to try to wake Alpine up.
Okay, that sounds like a mech roll. You're gonna hop out of your mech and try and manipulate another mech.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Please, 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 don't make me go full mouse. Please, come on, please. Maybe?
What's your mech score at the minute?
It is 3.
That is a fail!
So mouse is 6 now.
You're a mouse.
You go full mouse. So your mech should actually be 0 now. You can only have 6 points at any one time in both.
Okay.
Which means Colonel Cratch hops out of their mech and immediately forgets about mechs.
And then runs away.
Starts, doing whatever mice do in the sand, I guess. We've all had a turn.
Landing zone.
We've all had a turn. So now it's Alpine's turn to try and
Okay.
do their diabolical plan.
I'm gonna slap everyone out of the way, which I feel like I've done pretty efficiently, and then I'm going to begin to cat run back towards the enemy base. Is that where my person is that I'm trying to meet?
No. It would be referring to someone who begins with a C or a K.
Oh, I get it now. Well, that should be pretty easy because the mech is abandoned. So
Yep.
I'm gonna open my cat mouth, and one of my slapping hands will stop slapping to insert the chip into the mech.
I like to pull out my sniper as she's running away, take aim, and shoot her in the back of the head.
Sergeant Alpine, right? Not Colonel Cratch.
Yeah, so Alpine.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm not just gonna kill my colonel.
they've gone mouse again. This is the end. Okay, well, that sounds like a mech roll.
Oh, I get to do it twice, but I get a 1, so...
You get a 1. So, Sergeant Alpine, as you put the chip into Colonel Cratch's mech loading slot, suddenly all power goes down. As this bullet rips through the back of your mech's head, shutting down your systems. Colonel Cratch is full mouse. A hand comes down from the sky and picks up Colonel Cratch, taking them away from reconditioning. Another hand comes down and scoops up Sergeant Alpine, Captain Frederpants, and Click Boomer. Your mechs, after a few moments, stop working. As you look on your overhead displays, it simply says Wi-Fi signal lost.
Oh no.
I can't go back to dial-up.
What's that noise? That's where I know that noise from.
And I think that's where we'll end today's show, with a mixed success and fail.
Some things were destroyed. The duck was liberated from the oil. We did acquire the chip.
You did?
Well, and you lost half of your party. Now I'm full mech in a powered down mech suit, and the Colonel's full mouse running around in the sand.
Yeah, I think
rolling.
if I was to do a little bit of epilogue for those characters, Cratch would be put back in the running wheel with Rocky 2 back on the screen in front of them, becoming reconditioned once again.
Eventually, she'll work up to like stairs with a little mouse statue at the top.
Yeah. Sergeant Alpine, you successfully shut down the internet. So the entire mech unit is cancelled, as they have to go back to the old 1992 mechs, which was from the original PlayStation 1 game Mech Warriors 2, if you remember it. And they're not very good. They're very slow. They have missiles, but that's all you get. You don't get any mouse features, and it's very...
They're quite pixelated as well.
What a bummer.
Yeah. It sets the whole program back by years. That's it, everyone!
Was there cheese?
But we survived.
Do you know what? Captain Frady Pants and Click Boomer both get cheese. Colonel Cratch kind of gets cheese. There's cheese just outside the running wheel. Like, if you ran fast enough, maybe you could get the cheese. And with a high-intensity, high-calcium cheese diet, eventually Alpine is brought back from their mech state and can return to Mouse. And maybe one day the team will go out again, but not this day.
Not this day.
Really, these shirts must be lucky.
Yeah!
I'm gonna have to order mine today later on. Perhaps it will help my internet as well.
Next time we'll all be captains.
Yeah, I thought it was quite ironic that I made the thing about destroying the internet and Colonel Cratch kept losing internet.
And we kept joking about a mousetrap, and then it was a mousetrap.
It was those weasels. That's what they were.
Those internet weasels.
Yes.
Well, I was so close to making them trolls. Let's go round and say hello to everyone, find out where we can find each other online, all the wonderful things that we do, and what our favourite part of today's show was. Let's go in the opposite order to the way we started, to start with Derek.
Everybody, you can find me on Twitter at dsword16. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But no, this was an awesome game. Really liked playing with everybody. Loved playing with everybody. And yeah, look forward to doing this or something like it very soon again.
I did see the developer in earlier, and they said they'd be watching the video later. So awesome, KP. Looking forward to seeing what you think. Thank you so much. Let's go next around to Angeli.
Oh, hello! I got de-mouse my voice. Hello! I am Angeli. You can find me on Twitter at GeekGirlBookworm. You can also find me on Etsy, again, GeekGirlBookworm. And I have a Patreon where I paint miniatures and I create how-to guides and video tutorials for anyone wanting to get into painting miniatures. And my Etsy store sells D&D accessories and fun, weird things that I make to make your tabletop games awesome. So you can come join the conversation over on Twitter and yeah, hang out with me. Cool. That's it.
That is cool. It is cool. Next, let's go to V Fergie.
Hello, I'm V Fergie, and I promise I don't always have these internet issues, and I am not a mouse that keeps taking naps because of. You can find me on at my Twitter, VFergie, also Twitch, and also YouTube under VFergie, and I do stream, and I've been loving tabletop games since I started playing them in December. Also, my favorite part of the game would be when I went full mouse for the second time and then was running around in the beach. And then also Duck Dodgers as well. That was cracking me up. So yeah, and thank you once again for having me on. It was a blast. I enjoyed playing with everybody.
Thank you as well. It's actually been a while since I've burst out my duck voice. I used to be a lot more articulate than that, but the not being able to understand him worked pretty well, so I was happy with it. Last but most certainly not least, we have the wonderful Heavenly, who will be back later tonight and also tomorrow.
That's right. You can find me on Twitter at @tiz_aliens, and I'll be back tonight at 10:30 Eastern, I think, is the time that it is. 10:30 Eastern, 10:30 p.m. Eastern for Eden, Return to Eden, where I play a robot. And then tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, you can catch me as the DM for an all-monster campaign. No humans allowed. And on my Twitter, you can see a pinned message for all of this information, so don't worry about memorizing it. This game was so much fun. I just loved how silly it was. I'm a big fan of, like, silly games. And as much as I love the, like, serious and grimdark that you get a lot with, like, longer campaigns, I love that with one-shots, you can just be, like, totally buck wild. And you pair it with a game premise that is that you're a mouse and a mech, and you're just getting silliness. And I loved it.
I imitate all of those feelings, and I'm very much looking forward to Eden tonight. I'll be watching along. I'm gonna try and get all my admin stuff done between these next two streams because Heavenly Alice is gonna drop bombs tonight. I'm really excited. Okay, so everyone, that is me. Thank you. This is my channel. Normally in this slot we play Warhammer, and players, if you missed out on playing Warhammer and you'd like to have another go at Warhammer, let me know and we'll get you in the diary for another game. Because unfortunately, Sheepy's computer did break. So that's why Sheepy couldn't be with us today. I mean, they maybe could have called in, but it wouldn't have been ideal. They wouldn't have been able to use Roll20 or anything like that. That's that. Do check out all of our links that are currently being spammed in chat. We've got all our social links, places you can support us, sponsor information. Big thank you to Mayhem Press and Burden the Storm Publishing, whose logos are above my head. They make this all possible. We are going to go on a raid, and we need a raid cry. If anyone has any suggestions, players and chat included. I kind of want to make it like Heavenly's Mechs noise, but I don't know how we would...
Yeah, how would you spell that?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of H's followed by like WWOOOAAA, you know, like sort of like.
What about cheese? Something cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that just looks like it again. Oh yeah, what was it called?
Very Gouda.
The Master Chief, the Master Cheese.
The Master Cheese.
Cheese.
That'll do. There we go. That'll do. If anyone has any better things, let us know. You have a few moments before we get the raid cooling down. But there it is for now. That'll do for a raid cry. We're going to go and raid Jess, who is currently playing a game that I don't recognize, but she's wonderful, so we'll go and say hello. Yeah, we'll be back in around 2.5 hours for a new campaign! New campaign hype! Unfortunately, we had to cancel Star Wars, so instead we're playing a teenage superhero game, where we will be discovering the mask system, which is the first time that I've played it, and also the first time I've DM'd it, so this will be fun. Go big or go home, right? So yeah, tune in for that. It's the same cast as the Star Wars game. Until then, keep on evoking emotions. We'll be back this time next week for more Warhammer. Have fun, everyone, and we will see you very, very soon. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming.